In this video, we're going to be exploring area and perimeter of squares and rectangles. I'm going to start with area. To work out the area of a square or rectangle, we need to use the formula of area equals the length, and we're going to multiply that by the width. So if I have this rectangle, and if I say that this length here is 6 centimetres and the side here is 3 centimetres, then to work out the area, I would say area equals the length multiplied by the width, which is the same as 6 multiplied by 3, which equals 18 centimetres squared. So I take one side, my length, and I multiply it by my width, and 6 times 3 is 18. Here's another example. So again, we're going to work out the area, and we're going to use the formula that area equals length times width. And this time I'm going to say that this side over here is 12, so I'm going to put my length in as 12, I'm going to put my width in as 3, so that becomes a 3 over here. So this time, 12 times 3, that equals 36 centimetres squared. Don't forget that this little 2 up here is really important. That means it's a square centimetre rather than a straight centimetre. A square centimetre looks a bit like this. So it's 1 centimetre in every direction and it makes a square shape. A standard centimetre is just a straight line. You might get some questions where they'll tell you that the area of a shape is, for example, 35 centimetres squared. And they might give you one of the dimensions. So this time you say this one's 7. And what you might have to do is to work out what the other one is. To solve that type of area question, you'd need to start with 35, you'd need to divide it by 7, and you'd hopefully come up with an answer of 5. And you could check that because you could take the 5, multiply by it the 7, and make sure that you get back to the 35 centimetres squared. So perimeter is slightly different, and perimeter is much more about going on a journey. So if we have a rectangle this time, which looks a little bit like this, then in working out our perimeter, we would travel all the way around the outside edge of our shape, and as we were travelling all the way around the outside edge, we'd be adding all of those distances together until we got back to the top. So if it was 12 across there, so 12 centimetres across the top, and 6 centimetres along the bottom, we'd start here and we'd say we're starting with 12 centimetres, and then we're adding on 6, so when I get down to here, that's 18 centimetres. Got another 12 coming across here, so I was on 18. By the time I add my 12 on, I'm going to be at 30, and then I need to have another 6 going up here, so that's going to give me a total of 36 centimetres. And remember, that's a journey, so that's a distance all the way around the outside of the shape, just adding up every measurement all the way around, and it's measured in centimetres, not in square centimetres. You might find it more helpful if you actually write any missing measurements on. So if you wanted to write down on your shape that that was 12 and that this was 6, it might make it easier for you to see all of the different numbers that you need to add together. A few of you have got an activity to do where you need to work out the perimeter of a triangle. So it's the same process. You'd pick a starting point and you would journey around the outside, adding up all of the distance as you made your way around. So in this example, if I said that this side was a 6, and let's say this side is a 7 and this side is a 6, and if we say that these are all centimetres, then to work out the perimeter of this triangle, we'd start at the top and we'd travel down for 6 centimetres. We'd go across the bottom for 7, that gives me a total here of 13, and then I would need to add my remaining 6 on as I come back up the side until I get back to where I started. So I would be doing 6 and 7 is 13, and 13 and 6 gives me a total perimeter of 19 centimetres. When you're working with area and perimeter, it's important to know which one you're working out. Whether you're working out area, where you do length times width, or whether you're working out perimeter, which is the journey around the outside edge. So to be successful with this activity on Mathletics tonight, the first thing you need to do is to check. Are you working out the area or the perimeter? Make sure you know which one you're being asked to do. If it's the area, then make sure you're using the formula of length multiplied by the width. And remember that you need to be giving your answers in centimetres squared or metres squared, and that the small 2 is important. If when you check you're working out perimeter, remember that's the journey, that's the distance all the way around the edge of a shape, and you need to simply add up the totals that you've got. You might find it helpful to write in any missing side so you know exactly all the numbers to add up, and that's going to be answered in centimetres or metres.